All right, we now welcome on a very, very special guest. It is Syracuse junior guard, Buddy Boeheim. Now, Buddy, we got to start off with this. I think you're the hottest shooter in the world right now. 57% from three in those first two games. What's the feeling right now against both San Diego State and West Virginia, where you just flat out could not miss on the biggest stage in the sport?
Well, just coming into the tournament, I had a really good ACC tournament. Felt like I was shooting the ball better than I was in the beginning, that's for sure. And just getting in the groove the last 5-6 games of the season. We had 3 big wins against North Carolina, Clemson, NC State, lost to Virginia at the buzzer. So coming into this, I was feeling good, and my teammates have done a great job finding me. And that's, I give the credit to them. They set good screens for me. Marek Dolezaj gives me handoffs, whatever it is at the 5 position. So just making my job easy and just continuing to work hard and look for my shots in the game. And that's what my teammates did for me. And, they make it easy for me.
Yeah, but you're kind of fucking up the stigma of coaches' sons. I mean, like, you got Calipari's son coming off the bench. He stinks. And I got Buddy Boeheim whapping threes in my face. You're supposed to be the shitty kid on the bench, and you just got on the team because of your dad, but you're fucking the man of the tournament.
Yeah, I know you're a Duke guy, so I know you probably don't like that. But
no. You're a real piece of shit in my eyes. No, man, fucking unbelievable seeing you out there. And then I want to talk to you about your 3 celebrations. They're the cool. You're cool too, and it's unbelievable. What's your favorite one to do?
Oh man, I never really had one. I mean, when I was in high school, I did the 3 goggles and like that, and then I feel like that's kind of old now. So I usually just go with like this, the 4 and 3, pretty much Dirk Nowitzki style. I do that a lot, and sometimes I'll just look at the bench and say something to get them fired up, get the team going. But I like to just, always celebrate whatever it is and get my team going and just let my emotions, decide for me, whatever it is.
If you brought the 3 goggles back, I'd shit myself.
I might have to now. We'll see. I got you.
One thing, it's obviously special, going through this with your dad. And he's obviously a legendary coach. National championship, Final Fours. The Olympic team, he's helped out there. My thing is always this, and we talked to Devendorf about it a little bit. How many people came up to you your whole life or came up to him and been like, yeah, we run Jim Boeheim's 2-3 zone. Yeah, we run the 2-3 zone. It's like, no, you don't. So how many people think they can run it, and what really goes into that 2-3 zone? The length, the angles?
Yeah, everyone is. I mean, my whole life, ever since I was a kid, I would say who I was, and they'd be like, what? And then they'd ask me for advice. I was 6, and I had coaches come up to me and say, how do they run the zone? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm 6. I don't care about that. Like 7 years old, ever since I was a kid. And I didn't even know what it was then. And then as I got older, I watched it, and I just didn't get how it was so effective. I mean, as I got older, I realized the length they recruit, just what they do, the different things. And even when I got here, I still didn't know some of the rotations. I didn't fully understand it because there's so much more to it than just a 2-3 zone. There's man principles. There's when to rotate, where to rotate. We have different styles of playing it. We have a forward zone that depends on the 1-3-1 or a 2-guard set. So there's so many wrinkles you can throw into it, and it's so complex. Whenever freshmen come in, they're like, what am I supposed to do in this situation or that? And some teams have really prepared for it well. Virginia's probably the best at attacking a zone. But for the most part, especially in the tournament, when teams like San Diego State, some of those guys are like, man, we can't get any. They think they're open, and then next thing you know, we're right there contesting it. And they took about 30, 43s, and they made about 5 in the beginning of the game. So I think it just gets teams. It's different, and there's nothing like the Syracuse zone. And it's a lot of fun when you have a 200-pound center underneath, and you're still, he played against a 250 guy on West Virginia, and he was like, man, I don't know. He looked lost out there because his zone just does that to people. And it's a lot of fun being able to be a part of that and seeing how effective it is.
So, Buddy, the zone may be the answer to this next question, but what is it about Syracuse as the double-digit seed in March that allows the Orange to go on that tournament run? This is the 3rd time in the last 5 tournaments. 2016, I was a sophomore. Final Four. 2018, I was a senior, Sweet 16, and here you guys are once again as an 11 making a run. Is it because of the zone or is it something else?
I think in the past it was definitely the 2018 team. I mean, those games were dogfights. Those were in the 50s. Michigan State, that was in the 50s, 60s. Those were wire-to-wire games. I think this year, I think our offense is a little more effective. I mean, we're shooting, not just me, but Joe's been filling it up lately. Marek's just a key player. He can do everything, and our bench has been great. Kadari Richmond, Rob Braswell, and Quincy has stepped up the last couple of games. And I think our offense is just, really playing at a high level right now. And obviously the zone has helped us. It really helped us in the first half against West Virginia because I was struggling shooting the ball. We only had 35 points. We had a lot of easy shots that we missed, but they started off the game with 3 or 4 turnovers. So the zone will always be a factor, especially against – if you don't see the zone in 3-4 years, it's not like any zone. It's just different. And I think we really showed that the last couple of days, and our offense has been great too. So we need both to be able to keep a run going, and we'll look to keep scoring and helping each other out.
And that's why I think you guys always make a run in March, because like Coach K and your dad are like, yeah, they're like friends. He knows the zone. Like all these other HCC, you play the zone every year, but West Virginia, like you said, bro, that guy, when you give a guy 4 options, like he's in the middle having no idea what the fuck's going on. He looked lost. He was like, all right, should I pass it this time? Maybe I should shoot it. And then he just – and it's like, all right, now you're up 10 because you keep missing.
That's the thing. When we really focus on when it goes – we know it's going to get to the high post and teams attack there, but we know when it goes to the high post, you're either looking to throw it out to a shooter. You got 2 shooters, 3 shooters spacing out the court, or you got a high-low action. So I think lately, in the beginning of the year, we weren't covering shooters. We weren't dropping well, and now we've really done a good job of finding the shooter. So when he gets it, he's looking out, and we're there, and he's got nowhere to go. He's looking around for 3 seconds. He turns around. The guy under the basket's covered, and he's got Marek on him, who's still 6'11", with a hand up. So if he drives either way, we got help on the forward position, and so he'll either he'll try to shoot a fadeaway, and he's not a great shooter, and it's tough. I mean, really the best, probably a 6'6" guard, 6'6" wing is the best player to have in there. But when you have a center in there, I remember earlier in the year we played Virginia Tech, and Aluma was 1 for 10 and at the end of the game he got in. He had a wide open 5-foot jump shot, and he just looked around like didn't know what to do, and he just kind of threw it up there. So it's a lot of fun seeing what the zone can do. It definitely gets players frustrated, and if you don't know it, like you said, it's going to be tough. And
then you go down the court, and then you hit a 3, and then sometimes you might just say, I'm a fucking bucket. That's me saying it. I don't know if you said it, but it fucking was cool.
I appreciate that, man. Just trying to get my teammates going, whatever it is, and have fun out there. I always have a chip on my shoulder, so.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I know you did some off-season stuff with Devendorf, and we talked to him, and we loved him. We kind of just joked around, though. We were kind of bouldering the line of hey, man, you were a likable asshole. Did he help you with that confidence?
Devo's my guy. I mean, that's like my big brother. We got after it this quarantine. It was me, him, and my big brother, and we played we worked out for an hour, and then we played one-on-one for 30, 40 minutes in our basement, and it was a fight every time. We were arguing fouls, this and that. Devo is probably the hardest player I've ever guarded one-on-one. He just makes just complete craziness, and he'll make a shot and be like, yeah, that's good or something. And he won't talk as much as he used to, because I remember watching him as a kid, and he got after it. But, he gets after it, and he's going to – if you win a game, he's winning the next game 11-0. There's nothing you can do about it. So I just learned from him, and I realized, if I'm losing, he's not going to take it easy. I mean, he's going to keep going. He doesn't care. And that's what I learned from him, is you can't care about any of your opponents, anyone. You have to go out there and try to win by as much as you can every game. So
Buddy, Devendorf's one of them. But there's also obviously plenty of stars from Syracuse who have gone to the NBA and that you probably have had good relationships with whether it's Carmelo Anthony, MCW, Grant. How have those guys helped you get to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, I looked up to all those guys as a kid. I mean, even, Lorenziano Walker, I looked up to. He was like a 250-pound center, and I wore 21 because of him growing up. MCW was one of my favorites. Just being around those guys every day. I was young when GMAC was here, so that was tough. Mello, I was 4 years old, so that was kind of hard to, be able to remember that. But I mean, I got to look up to guys like Deion Waiters, Tyler Ennis, some greats, Wes Johnson, and now, I got Deion texting me after the game, telling me that I'm playing great. He loves watching me, and it's just like crazy to think about how it's full circle. And this is, something I dreamed about as a kid. So. It's the best feeling in the world, and that specifically is something that means everything to me because those guys are like my heroes as a kid, and now they're texting me and coming to my games and cheering me on. So it's crazy to think about that. I could be in the same even conversation as them, and it just motivates me even more to make them proud and try to support or rep Syracuse as well as I can.
It's also not fair that you have a cool name because, like, you have two cool names. Like my name's Marty, and I like that's not a real name either. Shit, like no one's like has a cool friend named Marty. Your name's Jackson, and then you go with Buddy. It's like what's going on, dude? How'd you get Buddy?
My mom gave it to me when I was like 2 years old. I don't even know what it was. She just started calling me Buddy, and it stuck. But I mean, some people have like given me crap. They're like, your real name's really Buddy? Like, who would name their son Buddy? I'm like, I don't know. I like it though. Like it's cool. It flows.
It flows. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. But my ringtone when I was in high school was Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color? And I had to change that once coaches started calling me and stuff, and I realized I probably should get out of that. But I mean, I love the movie Elf, so it worked out well. And I love the nickname. So
you're a big movie guy, no?
Big movie guy for sure. I'm watching all the Marvel movies right now, so. I watched the Harry Potter movies over quarantine, and now I'm on Marvel. So especially now we got so much downtime. So
yeah, you got mad time for that.
Yeah, we're just chilling and working out right now. So I don't mind it though. I mean, it's as long as we're here, that's fine with me.
You look ahead here, the Sweet 16. Houston is a team. From not a great conference, you would say, the American kind of under the radar, impeccable defense. Grimes and Sasser can really get after you. Top 11 defensive efficiency. What's the key here for the Sweet 16? Obviously, other than you hitting a million threes.
Yeah, they're really tough. I mean, they're going to be the toughest team we faced all season. They're the second best offensive rebound team in the country, which is good because we played Carolina and we played West Virginia, and Buffalo was also in the top 10. So. That helped us, but this is a different monster. They got 5 guys that get after it. They can shoot the ball really well. Grimes is a great player. Giroux does everything for them. And just watching film, watching their games right now and trying to learn more about them is big for me. And we know it's going to be a battle. Every game from here on out is going to be a battle. And just to be here is great. And we're going to be ready to go. We're preparing for them hard, and we know they're going to give us their best shot. So as long as we just keep playing together and playing selfish, look out for each other, we'll be fine. But it's gonna be a 40-minute game for sure. But we're excited.
So, buddy, I got one more question for you before we rapid fire to close out. My boss, Big Cat, is a big fan of yours. He actually has you number 1 on his draft board. It goes Buddy Boeheim, Cade Cunningham. I don't know if you've seen his tweets over the month of March, but how do you feel about being number 1 on Big Cat's big board on the NBA draft?
Yeah, me and my brother like him a lot. We like it. My brother Jimmy loves his podcast. He loves it, so he watches that all the time. But that was funny. It's real funny to see his tweets and stuff. And I love watching your guys' live streams and stuff. I watch that when I'm bored or something. They're funny. You guys are hilarious. But it's cool. I mean, it's cool to even be in that conversation coming into Syracuse. I never thought I'd be I thought I'd be a role player, at best maybe a shoot spot up guy, but to be here and just see my improvement means a lot, and having a lot of great coaches and trainers helping me throughout the process. So, I mean, I know it's a joke, but it's funny in the end, and the Cuse fans are the best, so it's a lot of fun right now.
Buddy, speaking of the live streams, Rico up there, where he used to wear rec specs in CYO and used to give shit to the refs. Do you give shit to the refs or?
Sometimes, man. Some of the refs don't like me because if they see me talking or something, they'll be like, "Stop it" or something. I'm like, man, I'm just getting into it. But I think part of it too is they don't probably are sick of my dad by now, so that probably affects it. But he gets on them. He gets on them enough. So I just say, all right, I'll talk to them and ask them a question. But I'm not gonna throw my rec specs or anything at them like that.
Fair enough. All right, buddy. We know you're busy, but I want to do a Syracuse-based rapid fire here. We did it with Devendorf back in December. We'll do it with you. We'll compare your answers. So just quick answers. Varsity or Fagans?
Varsity.
Dinosaur Possibilities?
Possibilities.
Juice Jam or Mayfest?
Mayfest.
And then lastly, Dome Nachos or Tully's Tenders?
Tully's Tenders.
All right, so that's Buddy Boeheim's picks. I know the Syracuse fans will appreciate that, or they might not like it either. They might not like your answers, but we appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the tournament and what you're doing for Orange Nation. As an alum, it's awesome to see you guys back in the second weekend, so congrats and keep it going.
Appreciate you guys having me. Keep it up.